video is going to be my September favorites. I cannot believe September is over already. We're getting into fall. I know I'm wearing the same sweatshirt that I was wearing in my recent haul video, but I'm actually supposed to go to work soon. I actually have been up since 9:30 this morning. It's pretty early in the morning still. It's only 11:20. But my boss told me I didn't have to come in until 12. I got up at 9:30 this morning, and then I found out I don't even have to be in until 12 o'clock. So it kind of sucked. But at the same time, I thought I would take advantage of having this extra time and recording a favorites video. Sorry, my eyeshadow's like bothering me a little bit. It's like transferring. Alright, I think that's better. So let's just get into the favorites. Honestly, again, I really don't have too many favorites, and if my throat sounds still a little bit nasally or congested, I'm sorry. For some reason, I just cannot shake this damn, like, dry throat from the cold that I had. It's been lingering for so long. It's not like I really have been coughing all that much. I just can't get rid of it. So, yeah, just bear with me on that. So, first off, I just want to start with a couple of face products. So, the one primer that I've just been using nonstop, basically this whole month, is the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. I love this primer. It's just so beautiful underneath every single foundation that I have. I find that it's such a very easy primer to use with, I don't know why I said that 3 times, with like any foundation, and I feel like it's very smoothing and very, it feels like very oily, but it feels like really moisturizing, and that's why I love this underneath any foundation. So I have been loving this guy, and I pretty much have been using it every single day underneath every single foundation. So I love that. I really haven't used any other primer this month. Okay, and then the 2 foundations that I really want to give a shout out to, because I really have just been I use this foundation a ton. I love it so much. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation, and this one is in the shade 110C. I even had the opportunity to wear this for like a long day, and I loved how it looked still at the end of the day. It's very similar to me to the Lancome foundation that I absolutely love. I think that's why I love this so much. But I even love how this looks on my skin even more because it's not as matte as the Lancome. I still love my Lancome, but this is starting to become one of my favorite foundations. It's just so beautiful on the skin, and every time I put it on, it has such gorgeous coverage. Like, it's so luminous, but it also covers so beautifully. But again, it doesn't look mask-like. I just have been absolutely loving this. This has been the one foundation I've been grabbing for the most this month. I wear it at least twice a week, and I just can't get enough of it. I almost wore it again today, but I just wore an Easy Stick foundation today, so... But yeah, I absolutely love this. If you haven't tried it yet and you have dry skin, I would think that it works better for dry skin than it does for oily skin. Because again, it's a very luminous finish, but it is gorgeous on the skin. I freaking love it. I just love it. It's great. And then my other favorite, of course, is the Milk Makeup Flex Foundation in the shade Cream. I'm not as crazy about this foundation as I am with the Anastasia. I mean, I still really love this, but I don't find it blends out as easily, but I still really, really like it. It's a really beautiful, lightweight foundation. It's really easy for morning shifts for me. I just swipe it on my skin and blend it in. That's why I wore a stick foundation this morning too, just because, again, they're so easy to wear. I find that they're a little bit lighter to wear than liquid foundations sometimes, and since I don't wear powder foundation, stick foundations just work for me. So yeah, I really like this. It has more of like I would say like a velvet finish to the skin, not so much hydrating. So I don't find this one as hydrating as the one I'm wearing today. I'm wearing my Bare Minerals one today, and I freaking love this one. This is still my favorite stick foundation. This one, I think I would rank a little bit underneath even the Makeup Forever one, because I love the Makeup Forever one. Even the ColourPop one I love too. I think I would rank this 4th, which is kind of crazy, but I do like it, but I don't think I'm as crazy about it as everybody else is. But it's a good foundation, and I'm glad that I finally got to try a Milk Makeup foundation, because I've never tried any of their like skin products before. like their liquid products. Well, this isn't a liquid product, but you know what I mean. But it's a very easy foundation to wear, and I really love wearing it with like my Milani concealer or my Urban Decay one. And it's a really easy foundation to use. So that's that one. Okay, so just two concealers to mention really quick. So the two that I've been wearing the most this month, again, is my Urban Decay Stay Naked Correcting Concealer, and this one is in the shade 10NN. I actually really love this concealer. I just find that your under eyes have to be very hydrated in order to wear this concealer because it is a little bit drying underneath the eyes. So I can tell that it does leave a little bit of dryness underneath. But other than that, it has beautiful coverage. I really do love wearing this for like more full coverage days. It's been one of my favorites for that. And I find that it really covers and really brightens the under eyes. So I really have been enjoying this. And then the other one is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer, and this one's in the shade 110 Nude Ivory. I still feel like I should have went up a shade or down a shade in this because I should have gotten something a little bit fairer, but this is really nice when I wear more of a neutral foundation, not a foundation that's like as light, like a white kind of color. But this is a really nice neutral concealer, and it covers really, really nicely too. I really like this. It's very easy to blend out, and it's just an easy concealer to wear. It's not like too high coverage, and that's why I really like it. You don't really have to worry about dryness as much about this one as you do with the Urban Decay one. So that's it for like liquid kind of products. And now let's get into the eyes. So as you guys know, I'm probably only going to be mentioning one palette, but honestly, like, I have been really testing this palette out thoroughly since I've gotten it. I can't believe I've tested out every single shade already because I got it last Friday and today's Monday, so I literally have tested out every shade already. This is actually the last day that I've had to test out one more lid shade, and then I've literally tried out all of the colors. But of course, my favorite palette this whole month was the ColourPop So Jaded palette. I just love this palette so much. I know I'm like screaming like, I love this palette, but I really do love it. It's such a beautiful palette. I just think it's so different. It's so versatile, and I just love the color combinations that I've been using in this palette. And I've used every single shade in so many different ways. Not like I haven't used every shade twice, but I've used a majority of them at least once or twice. I've used all of them once, except for the shade Onyx. That's the only shade I haven't used yet. I was planning on wearing it today, but at the same time, I didn't really want to wear a black to smoke out my outer corners. I was like, since I'm just going in for a morning shift, I'm like, I really don't want to do something that crazy. I was like, I'm just going to wear a neutral look with it. So today, I'm wearing Rose Quartz in the crease. Then I darkened up the crease more with Jasper. Then I used Stoned on the outer corners. Then I used the shade Moonstone all over the lid. And then I used the shade Diamond a little bit over that. And then I also used, I of course always go with my Precious on the brow bone. And then I just smudged a little bit of Rose Quartz on the lower lash line just to give some definition. And then I just popped on Pearl on the inner corners. And that's pretty much it. And then I just watched a little bit of Kathleen Light's favorites video. She really didn't mention too many makeup products. I kind of hate when people do that. Like for me, it's just makeup based. But she said that for her highlight, she was actually wearing two eyeshadows from this palette. I'm actually only wearing one of them from this palette because I decided to pop it over my highlighter before this video. So she said she was wearing Pearl and Diamond together. Like she put Pearl on and then she put Diamond on top of that. So for my highlight, I'm wearing the ColourPop Double Play Duo, and I'm wearing the highlight that's in that duo, and I'm also wearing the blush, just because I wanted to wear a bunch of ColourPop products today. Like, I didn't really want to think about my makeup, because again, I had to be at work early, but then, of course, I ended up not coming in early, but I decided to see what Diamond would look like over my highlighter, and oh my god, look how much of a pop it gave my highlight. You guys know how much I love the Maleficent highlighter, the Super Shock one, and that one, this is kind of very similar because again, it's that Super Shock formula, and it might swatch very sheerly, but once you like pop it over something, it really does add like an extra pop to anything. And look how like intense it made my highlight. I was like, oh my god, it looks so pretty. So like sometimes the extra pop you need in your eyeshadow, I mean in your highlight, is an eyeshadow, which I think is so funny, but that is a stunning shade. I've been using that as like a lid topper or as um a lid shade, and I love it. And then of course Pearl has been my favorite inner corner shade. It's so stunning. I love it. It's such a pretty like everyday inner corner highlight. It's just like the perfect shade for that. Why don't I have any tissues? I didn't bring in any tissues. I only have makeup wipes, so that wasn't exactly a smart thing. And then of course you guys know I love the shade Peridot because that is my birthstone, and I cannot wait to use this shade again in like a green look. I'm planning on wearing it like a couple days from now. It's so pretty. And I also love Moonstone on the lid. It has like this unique shift to it. Like you think it's just a plain old taupey like everyday kind of eyeshadow, but when you put it on the eyes, it has like kind of like a blue shift to it and like a bunch of different like glitters in it. It's so freaking pretty. I love that shade too. And I finally wore Smoky Quartz all over the lid a couple of days back, and it was so stunning. This shade is so intense, beautiful for everyday looks, and you can also amp it up for night looks. And then I've also been loving the shade Sandstone, which is such a gorgeous like warm tone color. Of course, you guys know I love these kind of shades for the lid, and especially with like warm toned eyeshadows, I love this kind of shimmery warm tone color all over the lid. And what's my other favorite? I mean, those ones I've worn like the most. Oh my god, I wore Ruby the other day. That was stunning on the lid. I can't wait to wear this by itself. I kind of wore it with a little bit of emerald on the inner part, and it looks so pretty. It really doesn't swatch and do much justice in the swatch. You have to wear this on your lid, and it looks so beautiful, but it's such a gorgeous, like, intense red shade. I love that one. And let's do one more. I guess we should just swatch a couple of the mattes. I really have been loving You're a Gem, which is one of my favorites. It's a beautiful peach shade, and I really have been loving Rose Quartz. I use Rose Quartz a lot for like cooler tone looks. So that one is You're a Gem, and that one is Rose Quartz. So these are the shades I really have been loving in this palette. Obviously, they're like, you can see a pattern, but I have worn a bunch of the colorful shades a couple of times. Like I've worn Emerald a couple of times with like green looks, and then like a green and red look, like kind of like Christmassy. And then I also wore Alexandrite a couple of times with like a more purpley tone look. I wore Fluorite and Alexandrite together on the lid. And I also wore this with Amethyst, which you guys will see a full look on that. I use like so many of the colors, and you're going to see a 3 looks in 1 palette video. I'm still in the process of editing that. It takes a while. And then I also wore Topaz finally, and also Opal last week. Topaz was so gorgeous on the lid. It has like beautiful multi-glitters in it. So pretty. I wore it like on the center yesterday, along with, I believe Sandstone I wore on the inner part. So I wore this in the center of my lid, and I put Sandstone here, and it looks so pretty. And then the shade Opal I wore on the middle part as well. So yeah, I've been absolutely loving this palette. I think all the shades blend beautifully. All the metallics are gorgeous. I really can't say enough about this palette. I think it's absolutely stunning. So yeah, that's it about that palette. Let's stop rambling about it. I just want to wipe off some of these swatches. Okay, so I'm really, really annoyed I don't have a tissue in here. It's kind of really, really annoying me. So I'm just going to wipe it off on my jeans. I don't think it's really going to be a big deal. Okay, so for blushes and highlights, I wanted to mention this. I have 2 blush palettes to mention. So the first one, of course, I knew I was going to fall in love with this palette. And I don't think it's any surprise that I love the Sleeping Beauty and Besame Cosmetics Sleeping Beauty blush palette. Um, like I said before, this is my first product from Besame Cosmetics, but I was able to try out all of the shades this past week. I absolutely love this brown shade, like shimmer shade for like a neutral tone blush. It is really, really pretty. And then I also love this as a really light highlight. It's really pretty on the tops of the cheeks. I absolutely love that highlighter. This one I haven't used as a highlighter yet because I think it would be a little bit too dark for my skin tone, but it makes a beautiful blush. And then of course I really love the pinky blushes in here. These are so soft and easy to blend. I really was impressed with these as well. They're just so pretty on the cheeks. I actually wore them together and they're just so soft and smooth, like when you swatch them and when you blend them out on the face. So I really was super impressed with this palette. Again, I knew I was going to love it just because it's Sleeping Beauty, and I really do think it's a really nice everyday palette. I feel like this is a really good palette if you want to take traveling with you because we have like a couple of options in here. And you have a beautiful highlight as well. And the highlight's really, really gorgeous. I love it. Okay, and then the other blush palette that I wanted to talk about, of course, is the Alamar Cosmetics Colorette Blush Trio. And this is the one for fair skin tones. And this is what it looks like. Also, if I'm kind of like low in energy a little bit, it's just because I'm really tired. I didn't sleep that great last night. I've been sleeping a lot better, but for some reason last night I couldn't fall asleep as well, and I woke up at like 6 in the morning, and then I didn't fall back asleep until like I think 8 or 8:30, and then I had to get up at 9:30. And then since my boss said I didn't have to be until 12, I was kind of annoyed that I couldn't sleep until 10:30 because then I could have gotten up at 10:30 instead of 9:30. But she literally texted me 15 minutes before I was supposed to be into work and told me I could come in at 12. I'm like, okay. So this is what the blush palette looks like. And like I said, I really like these blushes to like build up because they're not like super duper pigmented. Even though they claim to be, I don't think they're super pigmented. I think that they're really nice buildable blushes. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but I really do like they have more of like a luminous finish rather than like a matte finish, so it kind of looks like very, very fresh and healthy on your cheeks, which I really, really like. And these are the 3 shades. So this one is Scorcher, Paraiso, and Castaway. I'm pretty sure those are the 3 shades. Sorry for the horrible swatches. But yeah, I really have been loving this to build up on my cheeks. And then that is it for blush. And then just one bronzer. I know I feel like I mentioned this bronzer a ton, but again, this has been the one bronzer I've been reaching for basically every day. Once I get on a bronzer kick, I usually can't stop, and I just use like one bronzer for like a couple weeks. I really have just been alternating between the Thrive one, which is the Thrive one was like my most reached for one last month, and then this past month has been my ColourPop Private Party bronzer. I just really love it. I really like that it's more of like a cool tone kind of bronzer, and I like it's like a little bit more neutral. I've been liking those types of bronzers better, like more so in like the fall time, like in September, like the Thrive Cosmetics and this one. They're not as warm tone as like the Milani one or what's the other one that I have that I wear a lot? I'm not sure. But this one I really do love the undertone, and I think it's really great for fair to medium skin tones, and it doesn't look ashy or anything. I just really, really like it. It applies really, really beautifully. It's always been one of my favorites. And then my favorite highlighter this month, besides the Besame one, I've been wearing this one a ton. This is the Ofra and Madison Miller collab highlighter in the shade Moondance. Like I told you guys, I absolutely love Madison Miller. And I knew that if I was going to be getting a highlighter, I knew that the Ofra Cosmetics highlighters were not going to disappoint. You guys know how much I love Ofra Cosmetics highlighters. They are stunning. They are so intense. I absolutely love them, and this one was no exception. It is such a stunning highlighter. I think it's really beautiful for fair skin tones, medium skin tones. I think it's a pretty universal color that a bunch of skin tones can wear. I think this would look absolutely stunning on dark skin as well. I think it would be so intense and beautiful. Oh my god, Chip, you need this. But yeah, I'm telling you, girl, you really need to try Ofra highlights. They are amazing. And this just reflects so beautifully. And I just love, like, how light and, like, gelée-like formula Ofra has, because they're just so beautiful and tense on the cheeks. And I knew that this was going to be absolutely stunning. So I'm so glad that I got that. And then just 2 lip products, and then guess what, guys? We are done. I was going to mention a mascara, but honestly, the 3 mascaras I've been using this month is the Thrive Cosmetics one, the Hourglass one, and the Lancome Monsieur Big. I've been hooked on my Lancome Monsieur Big again, but I've mentioned all of them before, so I'm like, I really didn't feel like mentioning them again. But just to tell you, those were my 3 most used ones this month. I just dropped my lip gloss. Okay, so for the lipstick, again, an Ofra product, but this is also the one part of the Madison Miller collab. This is the long-lasting liquid lipstick in the shade Oh My Rai Rai. It is just such a beautiful, like, mauve tone lip shade. I'm basically talking about every single product that I hauled in my recent haul video. But it's such a beautiful, like, mauve tone, everyday pink shade. And again, if you guys have not tried Ofra Cosmetics lipsticks, they are so comfortable on the lips. You honestly feel like you're wearing nothing. Like, if you're not a huge fan of liquid lipsticks, try the Ofra Cosmetics ones, especially if you want to find something that lasts a little bit longer. You feel like your lipstick, like, wears off all the time. These are the ones to try. These are so comfortable on the lips. So I absolutely love this one. It's such a beautiful shade, and I really love it. I've actually worn it twice. And then the last product is the Alamar Cosmetics La Des Nude As lip gloss in the shade Chula. This is a gorgeous peachy tone lip gloss. Like I said, I really have been loving this kind of lip gloss to, like, throw over peachy tone lipsticks. I almost wore it over this one today, but I find that this one has more of a gloss. This is What's Your Sign from ColourPop, of course. I've been trying to wear, like, more of Kathleen Light's products with the palette, but also because I didn't really want to think about my lipstick today, and this is always the lipstick I grab when I just want an easy nude to wear. But anyway, this gloss is really, really pretty over any, like, nude tone or peachy tone lipstick. It just adds a beautiful, like, juiciness to your lips. And it's such a beautiful, like, peachy tone lip gloss. And I absolutely love it. And then a quick shout out to my ColourPop Super Shock shadows, because I did pull out a couple this month and use a couple of them. I think I used the shade Kathleen Lights underneath, like, one of my colors from the Naked Heat palette. I wore this with the Naked Heat palette. It looked stunning. That's, like, my favorite Super Shock shadow. I also wore Cricket underneath one of these Supernova shadows. I wore this in one of my colorful looks in my purple tone look, and I absolutely loved how that was as a base. And what was the other shade that I used? I think I did pull out Lightning Bug as well, and this one is so stunning on the lids. But yeah, if you want, like, a good one-stop shop kind of shadow, or something that's really, really intense on the lids, or if you want something to add more of, like, an intensity and you feel like your lid shade's not doing enough for you, you can always pop one of the ColourPop Super Shock shadows over it, and it's always so stunning. And yeah, that is it, you guys. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media. Please let me know what your favorite products were this month. I can't believe this is how fast I've actually done a favorites video. And also, I've been loving the Flower Beauty setting spray to set my makeup. I really need to buy the Milani one again, but this one still hasn't run out yet. This one is still going strong, so I've been using this pretty much every day, and it's really beautiful on the skin. So yeah, that's it, you guys. I love you. Again, please let me know what your favorites were this month. Bye!